Am I audible, students? Right. So now it's a time to see to move to the further. I hope in the previous class we already did. What was the last class concept? Madhubavulu? Huh? So here, I mean, so last class we discussed about the most important topic was merging of data frame into a single and then iterating over the data frame object data. In today's session, we are talking about we are talking about data frame typecast data frame typecasting typecasting data frame data in different types by using as type function as a type of function. That is one thing we discussed today. And next we talk about data frame. This is one thing. The next one we talk about data frame data frame group by concept group by data frame group by concept by using function name group by function. So group by function we are going to use it. Group by function we use it. We'll talk about next. If I go to the advanced part of group by, where I'm going to talk about data frame group by, data frame group by, there I'm talking about inside of data frame group by concept. There we are talking about data frame group by concept. Function name is called group by. Data frame group by concept. There we are talking about aggregation. Next I'm talking about the transformation. And next we are talking about filtration. Without telling also I can say pandas over. These are the things I want to go for it. These are the things I want to go for it. This is our today's topic, and it is very easy also, not a difficult. First I'll go for as type. And as type with what? Single column, as type with multiple column. And group by concept, data frame group by concept, aggregation, transformation, filtration. Here what function I already said? What function I said is easy. ఎక్కడ చెప్పాను అది ఎక్కడో చెప్పారు హైదరాబాద్లో. దిస్ ఐ సెడ్ ఇన్ ద numpy. This I said in the numpy. ND array object dot agc of. There I said std function, standard function, various function, max, min, so many things I said. Transformation, if I go to it, there is a function transform. There I am going to apply with a predefined function, with custom defined function, lambda function, everything. Do you know lambda function in my class? Huh? Yes, you know. అది కూడా చక్కగా పలకట్లే. పలకపోతే మాకేం అసలు. We will apply what? Filter. Because మీకు గుర్తుంటుందని చెప్పట్లే. To show my expertise in the class, I am explaining all this. I am showing you my expertise in the class. Whether you remembered or not, I am not saying that. Because by seeing you, I am that you are not reading properly. That is my observation. Not only you, 90%. This is what is my observation. So aggregation, transformation, and then filtration here. And a group by, I'm going to apply with a different type of things I'm going to take. First I what? As type. Online students. Now I'm entering into the as type now. So don't take much time. As type is a function present into where? Present into where? Data frame. So I'm going to write it. I will directly show you the example. You can follow me. So I'm going to write it. Writing and all those things, it will take some time. So I will go for it. After doing this, I'll go for the project related part that will be coming to support. Come on, all of you, read out. These things already we discussed. As type we already done in the NumPy level. Directly I'm explaining the example. Coming to this place, start with data type dot as type function is used to the column data type. That is the D type in the pandas object. It supports string, float, ఫ్లాట్ కాదు ఇది ఫ్లోట్, అందుకనే కొద్దిగా చదువుకొని రావాలని. ఫ్లోట్, స్ట్రింగ్, ఫ్లోట్, డేట్, ఇంట్, డే టైమ్, many other types supported by NumPy. What are all the things supported in NumPy? Because on the top of NumPy only the pandas was built. All these kind of types can be converted into any of the other types, provided the possibility to convert. So this comes in handy when you wanted to cast the data frame column from one data type to another type. So the key points to remember is use as type method to convert string to integer in pandas. I will show you that. And already you remember our Python related thing. 123 is string related. I can happily convert it into integer type as 123. Today also we can convert this type of data into int type by going forward as type. I already said how to use as type in the NumPy pandas level. As what I8, I4, F4, F8, or you can write directly float, all those things I said. So what is the syntax? Ensure that values represent in valid integers, otherwise conversion will raise error. Conversion will give you the error. So you see that values must be represented in integers. So handle missing or non-missing values appropriately. Avoid conversion issues. You will see simple part. The data frame object dot as type just all the column data type to particular type. By default, as type function tries to all data frame columns to the specified numpy dot d type. Numpy dot d type. Already you know numpy internal data type will be there. That casting will be taken. Or Python types into str, string, etc. here. It is something like what float, etc. If any of the columns are unable to cast due to invalid data or none, it raises an error called what? Value error. Letter and fails this operation. Below is an example. So easy. And see the example to understand this concept. So NumPy data frame and create a data frame object from dictionary. Technologies is equal to fees. I'm going to take fees and I'm going to discount, and this is comes under what you know dictionary data. This is called a dictionary data, and this is called one more kind of, and this is called end of this. This is called technologies. It is a dictionary. So converted into what? Data frame. And the D types, if you see, all of them are enclosed within the double quotes. It is treated as a object type only. So let me this place, and I'm going to give you this example, and I will move to the further. And don't feel that it is a difficult students because already we did. That's why I'm going to directly example here. So I will write the syntax part for your better understanding in this type. Syntax one I will write for a quick reference. Syntax number one for single column. Syntax number two for multiple columns, how to write it. We'll mention the syntax also here. Come to new. Here I'm writing it. So there I'm trying to write. Here this is the date. Print of this data frame. And there are D types also print of DF you say. And you are getting this and import the required things pandas as PD, and you Import on the top of it once again, NumPy as NP. Any such things are there, try to do it. DF, so you are getting the data something like this. This is the data what you are getting. Whose types also if you want to get it, print off. I'm going to write it. DF dot D type. DF dot what? D type I'm writing. DF dot D types. D types. Because multiple columns are there, whose types will be printed. Fees is which type? Object type. Discount is taken as what? Object type. So why I need to go for this casting? Why I need to go for a typecasting this one? Because if I add both of them, they are internally taken as which type? String type. If I add this fees plus discount example, it will give you concatenated result only. But I want the numerical result. That's why I will convert into which type? Int type. If I need to convert it. How do you convert it? I will write it. How do you locate this fees? How do you locate this fees? Fill it. D of fees. D of fees dot as type I will write it. As type of I can write it. Int I can write it. Int. Or I can write float. So either int numerical columns try to convert into int or float. This also going to be numerical value only. Convert into what type? Df dot discount. Df dot discount as I will write it. And what I'll write it? Int or float you write it. So I'm going to show you that only here. So if we come to this place, what type they are showing? Data type. So if you look at data frame D type returns the column name. D type for all the data frame columns. Note that the about data frame has an object type for all the columns. Here it is containing string data, integer data which is in the form of string, everything showing in the form of object type. Now let's cast the data type to 64-bit signed integer. You can use numpy dot what to 64, or you can use simply what I8. I can use it I8. This I was already explained for you. I8. I8 is what? 1 byte is equal to 8 bits. 8 into 8 is what? 64. Similarly, you can use like this also. It is saying that numpy dot int underscore also you can use it. You can use int 64 or int as a param. You can take it. To cast to what? 32-bit signed integer. Use what? Numpy dot int 32. It is nothing but I4 also I can write it. Or simply what? Into 32 also I can write it. Not an issue. Because these are the constant values. Global variables in NumPy. So I'm writing cast all the columns to int. Df dot as a type to what? np dot into 64. np dot into 64. Df dot as type of into 64. Df dot as type of what? Int. I'm just writing it. Here we are writing it. This is going to be converted into all the values are converted and putting into df itself. So now let us move to the further. So what are the numerical columns are there that are going to be casted here? So let us cast this kind of things here. So I'm going to enter into this place. Here I'm going to write into 64 you can convert, into 66 like this I can, or like this I can do. Don't do all at once. This is either or I'm going to write it. All of them are same I am saying. All of them same. In this case, go to this place. I am trying to write it. What I'm writing now. Any one of it you use at times. So if you do it, all the columns of this df will be converted into which type? Int type. Int type. So print this df, which will print the data as usual, same only. And if I print what type? df dot types, if I print it, if I print this data, it is going to be printed what? Into 64 like that. Suppose it is containing some column or some string column is there, string column. That you cannot go for converting into which type. Completely you cannot write df dot as type np dot into 64. You cannot write it because it is called which type? String type. So string type column cannot be converted into int. So you have to go for that time particular type only you need to use it. So I think you are following me. So go to the place. Here I am going to write it. This is the one you can do like this, or you can do like this into 64, or you can do df dot as type. Any one you can do it. If I print it, you are going to get like this. And the next, notice that it is updated all the columns with what? New data type. Next, cast all the columns as which type? String. String, you can go for it. How do you do that? You can go to df dot as of like this, you can take it. So how do you do this? For example, go to this place. Now you also go to typecast it. In this case, now I'm going to write in this case, try to do this and df dot cast all of them. Want to print a df once, you can print it and you can take it df dot, what is that? D types you can say. It is also going to be taken as what? Everything will be taken in the form of something like this. Df dot string, it is going to be taken. So string like this it is taking. So you can test it once. You can test it once. You can even can typecast it to what you know. str you try to write it. str you try to write it. It is also going to be done. df dot d types. df dot d types you see. D types you see. So it is going to be coming. Piece and this one will be taken as str type only. And df value is going to come like this. I think you are following. You can take it as a string. You can take it as this value also. That is by default given in the form of completely str. Beginning whatever is coming, str also it is just is like this. Now the majority of the important statement is the next one. What is the next one? Cast the columns to which type? Float type. Float type. And everything is converted into which type? Float type it is going to convert. So last and final I'm going to take up. I'm going to cast it to float type here. So you are going to cast it to what? Float 64 like this you are taking it. Now this is done. Next I want to go for what? This is simply in single column you can do. So how do you go for this is specific column type? How to do? And already. How do you go for doing that? Get cast specific column type. Cast the specific column type. Already I said to you. How do you take the specific column? How do you get this specific column? Print of df. df of fees. df of fees dot as type to integer. df dot discount as what? Float type. One is integer, one more is called float. How do you do that? Like this. Two ways are there. df dot fees dot as type like you can go, or df of fees dot as type of what? Int. So you try to remember this kind of thing. This is called all the columns you are typecasting like this. This is not a good approach because one is integer, one more is float, one more is str. That time it gives error will come, value error will come. So to avoid that problem, better to go for specific column. So you can also change specific column using series as type function because every column is something like acting like a series. Since each column on the data frame pandas is a series, it will get the column in the data frame series object as type function in below example df of fees or df of fees entry series object. So like this you can write, like this also you can do it. It is called which type? Into 64. So how do you do this now? Go to this. Both of them are called what here? df dot d types you are saying that. So you are going to get both of them are low. So now you are getting it. How we are going to take up? Now you try to see students. You are supposed to understand df of what you are converting fees. Fee. You can take fee Dot what? As type. As type of what you are saying, int. Int is supposed to say. But you need to reflect back to whom? Df of fees only. Df of fees. You can say fee. You can write like this. So this is called a capital F. You need to write. Take care about that. And it is hmm, dot. Dot to take care. Dot you need to take care. And print of df. Print of df. So you are getting integer data. Here dot zero zero is coming. Here it is like that. Df dot d types you say. D types you say. One is int 32. One more is called what? Float 64. Earlier is called both of them are 64s only. Now you can typecast. And keep in mind what is our fundamental typecasting techniques in the Python? Same thing here also, but only one function we are using for everything. Okay. So remember my concept of previous and it is going to be easy now. So next I want to go for what? Multiple columns, how to change it. It is very easy. Fees will be of df of what I'm going to do? Fees, fee, and next is called what? Discount is equal to df of you are going to write it. You are going to write it as a type. You are going to write as a type. You are going to mention as a dictionary format. You are mentioning dictionary. What is the first column? Fee. You are writing fee and you are writing colon int type, comma, discount. You are writing discount, colon what? Float. Or whatever the type you like it. Close this, and this is going to be converting the fee into integer and a discount into what? Float. Like a dictionary format you are mentioning. Good example, and this is very important. Cast multiple columns using dict. So there you type d type parameter. Hash type function also supports dictionary in the format of column d type, another column d type, where column in the column label and the d type numpy data type you must take. Python type int string float etc. you can take. So take directly. Create a data frame object technologies, fees, days, and a discount. These are all available in the form of what? STR. Completely available in the form of completely available in the form of str, so that they are showing in the form of object. They are showing in the form of object. So here I'm going to write it in the form of data frame. Print off I am writing df, and there I am going to write it. So there I am going to get it. What happens here? Versus. So I think dict is missing. Technologies is missing. This part I will write it. This part it is missing. That's why copy paste is very danger always. We're going to get it. This is called our data. And the data types I'm going to write it. Try to write this, take this part. So here I'm going to write it. And the data types I'm going to get the next line. So you are getting course object type, fees also object type. All of them are what type? Object type. So I want to convert into my own type. Let the course to be string. Let the fees type to be int or float type. Duration will be string type. And the discount should be what? Int or float type. So all at once I want to do it. So I need to do something like this. Come to the syntax directly. So we can use as type function that courses to string, column to int, and a discount column to float. How do you do? df2 is equal to, there's a new data frame I am taking, or you the same data frame also, no problem. df dot as a type dictionary starts. Which column you want to go for it? As string, fees as int, discount as float. That everything you are mentioning in the form of what? Dictionary. Very, very cool thing. Very frequently asked a question also. This is called a string related kind of thing. df2 dot what? D types. All are going to show string type. courses because I multi typecasting. And the fees, the duration, I'm not at all touching that. Duration, I'm not going to touch. And the discount is called what? Float year. Are you following me? Getting? So I'm going to take it. Multicast typecasting here. Try to follow. This example we prepared it thoroughly with. And print a DF2 data also. DF2 data also you print it. There I'm trying to write it. Print of print of DF2. DF2 I'm going to take up. This is be courses. It is a string, Python related strings, fees into 32, and the duration. We are not doing that conversion. Discover